Crypto quant analyst says that Whale's Bitcoin shares are still going up, but a turnaround could mean a cycle top like the one in 2021. You're still seeing whale and what's considered a whale because we're talking about a lot of money building up in BTC. There's a lot of demand from institutions right now, and in the future, we're seeing a big change that we haven't seen before. That's why those numbers are still going up, and we'll talk about a peak later in this report. When we look at everything together, we can see that Reddit is back. Of course, it's the weekend now. Sunday through Thursday, more manipulation than normal because the CME futures market is closed. A lot of people will miss the most interesting thing about this, though. XRP is one of the few coins that's in green. We expect an increase of about 1%. There's nothing crazy about it, but you shouldn't forget about it. It's that easy. Even though the market as a whole is going down, XRP is still up about 1%. This really helps you figure out how well it's working. Now, if you look at the price of XRP over a month, it has gone up about 30% from Scylla to where it is now, $2.96, which is up 2.5% compared to Bitcoin. The value is $175.08 billion, and about $6.08 billion worth of trades happen every 24 hours. But as always, before we go any further, just so you know, nothing on this channel is meant to be taken as business advice. While investing in crypto, you should always be careful and do your own study. Look at this. Polymarket says the chances of the Fed cutting rates by 25 basis points in September have dropped to 24%, while the odds of there being no change have gone up to 69%. There are also a lot of people who think that rates will finally go down in September, likely because of the CPI numbers. If the CPI goes up this month, of course, the meeting will happen sometime next week, if I'm not wrong. That's about a week and a half from now. Also, if the CPI numbers go up, that might be the push that the Federal Reserve needs to finally step in and cut rates by about 25 basis points. Thanks for reading. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. I agree that this would be a great time to make it happen. In terms of time, I also think this is great. So please tell me what you think about this below. Also, keep in mind that the market as a whole is experiencing some decline right now. Eric Trump just tweeted this not long ago saying, let me say it again, buy the dips BTC ETH. This is Eric Trump's personal opinion, of course. Tell me what you guys think. Is now really a good time to buy Bitcoin toward a modus? It's possible that the numbers will change in August, but BTC is going down, which makes the market go down as a whole. For those who make the dollar cost average, I'm sure you're all happy right now because the market is full of opportunities. Still, if you want to invest in crypto, you should always do your study first. This is very important and cannot be stressed enough. Let us look at this. Always make the shutter go to smoke. In a closed call with investors in July 2025, HSBC talked about its plans to expand its blockchain-based services in September 2025. This would allow wholesale cross-border payments to be made 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The call also stated that the US will start offering wholesale blockchain payment services by early 2026. This is expected to happen quickly thanks to new federal laws that support cryptocurrencies. Now that institutions want it, planning for a full-scale blockchain rollout is moving forward. That's really cool. Also, don't forget that HSBC announced advanced steps to bring Ripple's technology to market. Of course, this has been written down. Check out this new standard from Bank of America and Merrill Lynch. It's pretty much going over. The Global Payment Steering Group was started by some of our partners. Its goal is to make rules and guidelines for the use of Ripple technology for global payments. As the CC looks over new listing guidelines, a decision on the XRP ETF could come within 21 days. If these changes are made, qualified crypto ETF would be able to list without having to send in individual 19B forms, which take a long time to review by the SEC now. Of course, this was where they could make things easier. We've already talked about this. It might take a lot less time and money to get crypto ETF on the market after this change. The SEC is currently looking over a huge number of crypto ETF applications. some of which are Solana XRP Doge. The new listing system could be decided on as soon as 21 days from now. The reports that these ETF might go live in October have been going around since the beginning of the year and are still being believed by many. I think that could be crazy if that happens, but let's see what takes place. We need to keep going one step at a time. Of course, there's the Ripple Swell event in November. Because of what BlackRock is going to say there has been a lot of talk about whether or not a filing is going to happen. If you have any thoughts about this, please share them below. Also, this Carolina fan wrote today, I announced the CFTC will start a crypto sprint to work closely with SEC, Paul Adkins, and Hester Peirce to achieve Seek Government's Project Crypto and deliver on President Trump's promise of a global age of crypto. The United States is back. If anyone comes out and says that nothing has been happening, they're lying. There are a lot of big things going on all over the place, including some things that we don't want to miss. On that note, take a look at this. Vincent shared this picture of the face of the adoption of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets. It shows how things have changed since the early days. Now we're in the mass adoption stage. This is a picture from the most recent Poetsy's crypto report. As you can see, Vincent posted it. Why doesn't anyone talk about this? That's pretty much taken BTC place and given XRP, XLM, Solana, and XDC a boost, which is very, very interesting. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Now, let's look at what's going on with the prices overall. If you look at the power, it has always been growing. And I want you all to pay attention to where the power is right now. It's now above our May lows, which were around 61.91%, but we've broken above that range. This is a level of control that I don't really like, but we shouldn't be surprised because you're going to expect it. Since it fell below 115,000, BTC's has pretty much done what we've been talking about. We've been going down, and as I said, we were talking about 112,000 that needed to be checked again. There was a small gap between us and the 112, but it was very close. This can be seen for yourself in a BTC as it goes down. It will definitely cause the power to rise. That doesn't surprise me, but XRP still holds its value better than most markets. That's pretty much what I want. If you look closely, you can see that this key support line around $2.88 is really coming in as a major support for us right now. We retested it just a few hours ago when Bitcoin dropped to 112,800, and we saw that same level come in as a support. We have since seen a bounce, but you can see that it's really ranging really nicely here from our monthly high. The fix we're seeing is only 19.4%, which is very, very good. The price of XRP has been very stable, but I will keep reminding you guys of that. A lot of people will forget that. I also think that XRP will start to move up again when the market turns around. Again, we saw what happened from November of last year until July of this year. Our eyes saw this convergence, which was good for us. We are still keeping XRP much better than the rest of the market right now. And this is where the credit goes, so let's give it credit where it's due. Everything looks good so far. We'll do it one step at a time. Tell me what you think in the comments. Keep in touch on Coins Alert, and have a nice day.